Vivienne Westwood was a fashion icon but also a political activist who used shocking stunts to challenge fascism and protest against the ills in society. From fracking to atomic weapons and crimes against the climate, Westwood drew attention to the causes that needed a voice before her death at 81 yesterday. Whether it was driving a white tank to David Cameron's house, flashing her undercarriage at Buckingham Palace or mocking Margaret Thatcher, Westwood caused chaos wherever she went. Here's a look back at some of the late legend's most punk moments. Knickerless visit to Buckingham Palace when Westwood had an audience with Queen Elizabeth in 1992 to pick up her OBE for services to fashion. She looked very in a grey skirt suit. But there was a punk twist to her outfit, she wasn't wearing any knickers. A fact that wouldn't have gone noticed by anyone had she not twirled for photographers after picking up the medal. It did not occur to me that, as the photographers were practically on their knees, the result would be more glamorous than I expected, she later said. I heard that the picture amused the Queen, she added. In 2006 she visited the palace again to receive her damhood from the Queen and repeated the stunt, but declined to twirl. She said, "Don't ask. It's the same answer. I don't wear them with dresses. When I'm wearing trousers I might, my husband's silk boxers." Making t-shirts adorned with swastikas. Westwood's Destroy t-shirt was designed in 1977 along with then Life and Business Malcolm McLaren as they sold their brand of punk politics from their iconic sex store on the King's Road in London. The controversial T-shirt was emblazoned with a red Nazi swastika, an inverted image of Christ on the cross, the word destroy, and Sex Pistols lyrics. When asked by Time magazine in 2009 if she regretted the shirt, she said, "No, I don't, because we were just saying to the older generation, we don't accept your values or your taboos, and you're all fascists." Bondage for the masses. Vivienne and Malcolm opened their legendary King's Road boutique in 1971, changing the name every few years from Let It Rock, to Too Fast to Live, Too Young to Die until it found fame as Sex in 1974. The shop sold fetish and bondage wear and had the tagline "Rubberwear for the office." The designs confronted society's stiff sexual taboos, and included t-shirts adorned with semi-naked cowboys, an illustration of bare breasts and pornographic texts. Protesting, Westwood devoted the last decade of her life to political causes and stood up against fracking, atomic weapons, crimes against the climate and championed human rights. As well as attending protests in person, her catwalk shows reached the masses with climate emergency slogan t-shirts and statements against austerity, fracking, private land ownership and the protection of rainforests. "I've always been a rebel, punk was a protest," the clothes said. "We don't accept your taboos, we don't accept your hypocritical life," she told The Guardian. Covering Tetler as Thatcher in 1989, Westwood mocked then Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher by impersonating her on the cover of Tetler magazine. She wore a suit that Thatcher had ordered but not yet collected from Aquascutum for the April Fool's edition of the magazine. The image was blown up on billboards across London for Fashion Week, and a few days after the edition was published, the magazine's editor, Emma Soames, was sacked. Margaret Thatcher was a hypocrite, Westwood wrote in her book Get a Life. She added, "She helped to release financial madness and now the pyramid scheme has crashed. She's definitely a woman of her time and our time. When will we wake up and take the long-term view? Financial crisis is a symptom and the herald of climate change, coming soon, apocalypse in 2020. When are we going to listen to the scientists? Thatcher got the North Sea oil bonanza and used the money to help business. If I had really been Thatcher, I would have used this wealth to reduce the size of classes in school. Education is the thing that could really enrich our country, and surely all those extra teachers would help the circulation of money and wealth. You need heart and head to have vision, and that's why I call her a hypocrite. She did not care and used her status as a woman to pretend she did. War against David Cameron. Westwood drove a tank to then Prime Minister David Cameron's house in protest over fracking in 2015. The legendary icon took the fight right to the Tory leader's front door in the village of Chadlington, Oxfordshire, as she continued her anti-fracking protest. The previous Christmas she tried to deliver a box of, potentially deadly, asbestos, to Downing Street in another fracking protest. Though police didn't allow the chemical present through. Westwood had long been an outspoken anti-fracking supporter, and her son Joe Corey is the head of organisation Talk Fracking. Vivienne also visited 10 Downing Street in 2013, dressed as a bee, in support of banning certain pesticides.